Jam.
What's good, y'all? It's Jam T.Jay here with All Work No Play. Thank you for clicking this video. I appreciate you guys so much, giving the feedback when I see you guys out and about. Keep doing that. Keep passing it to friends and family, and keep watching, because the more that you guys watch and the more you guys like and comment and, see me out in public, I'm going to keep making content, okay? So today, I got a question. What's your posture like? What is your posture like? Okay? How do you sit when you're at the desk? Do you slouch? Do you sit with your shoulders and your back rounded like this and your neck forward like this, like a turtle? Do you sit like that, and do you get pain within your shoulder blades, all down your upper back, pain in your neck, and you get constant headaches? Well, I'm actually going to show you guys some exercises that you can do with just resistance bands, a doorway, and just your body. So, let's get to work. So, when it comes to posture, we're dealing with a lot of muscles that we tend to compensate when we're trying to work. And sometimes things aren't ergonomically friendly, especially for me. I'm 6'3", and when I do the dishes, my countertop, it's a little bit lower, so I have to kind of bend and round my back to do stuff, to actually do the dishes. And I get this burning sensation in between my rhomboids and my shoulder blades, and I have to stretch them out. And I do a couple of posture kind of exercises where I'm just squeezing, basically just squeezing my shoulder blades together just to kind of to loosen it up. And if that doesn't work, then I find a doorway with the edges on, and I just put my back, boom, right on that, and I just massage it. And I just work that kink out until it goes away, until it melts away. And there's another trick that I found out, especially for us tall people. If you open up the cabinet right under the sink while you're doing dishes, take one foot and put it inside of the cabinet, so that way you're opening up your posture and your bases of support. That way you can get a little bit lower, so you can do the dishes and you're not compensating your back and you're not having pain in your back. That's a good tip to actually do. So let's go to the gym so I can show you those exercises with your resistance bands. All right. So this one's going to be SCAP squeezes with the shoulder blades. So your shoulder blades, when you do it, it's like a standing row. So make sure you're squeezing and activating your shoulder blades. And then you'll go to one, as if you're just doing a bow and arrow, and you're just going to be activating one side just to focus on that isolated shoulder blade. And the ones higher are the ones that focus on your upper back to kind of get those going. Now, watch out, because it might pinch your shoulder blades, but just be careful of that. And the ones that I was doing on the floor, those are actually good ones. Doing a foam roller, you're just basically squeezing those shoulder blades. So you're activating, so you can open it up, and so that way you can get it opens for posture, and it'll help you out and help and strengthen and give you stability with doing slower movements with those muscles. All right, now let's get to the workout. Also, let me show you the doorway stretch for your pecs to open them up so that way you can bring your shoulders back and it'll help you. I'll show you guys the pec stretch right here. You find your doorway, you put your hands on the side, and you lean into it, and it's going to stretch out your pecs because when you're sitting real lean, you're in this posture and you're rounded, and all you're doing, you're squeezing these pecs, and you need to stretch them out with the door frame. Put that foot in front, and you just stretch as if you're walking into it. Okay? So you just boom, pec stretch, and it'll help. To do stuff for your neck, chin tucks, that helps out too. That definitely does. And also, when you're sitting at the desk and you feel that you're getting tired, your upper traps start to tighten up on you, here's a little simple thing that you can do, some active release technique. So you can just grab right on the top of where you're hurting of the trap. You want to shorten. So you want to bring your head to the side of that hurts, and you want to grip. And then apply pressure, and then you want to go to the opposite side. So bring your ear to your shoulder as if you're listening to your shoulder. And the same thing for here. So if my right side is hurting, I'm going to dip my head to my right side. I'm going to grip, and then I'm going to put my ear to the opposite side. And it's going to feel good. And I would do 3 to 5 passes. So that was 1. So then this would be 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't overdo it, because it's gonna give those pain receptors, and it's gonna hurt like hell, and you're gonna do a lot more damage than good. So do it 3 to 5 passes, and do it once or twice a day. Don't do any more out of that, okay? Because you're just gonna defeat the purpose of what you're trying to accomplish, okay? So then the next one, grabbing your head from the opposite side and just stretching there. And if that's too much on your head and you feel too much pressure, grab right here on the collarbone, the sternal notch, collarbone, you put your hand right here, like you could put it underneath your shirt, over your shirt, and you just, boom, stretch it. Just do a slight head bend. Same on this side. Slight head bend. And you're going to feel that down there too. You're going to feel it. And you guys, get your significant others to help you. You know, but be safe with it. You know, I'm a healthcare professional, and I've done this exercises and these stretches for some time. I've actually got taught by one of my fellow colleagues. Shout out to you, Mace, and AT, and the boys over at Physical Balance Therapy during my clinicals. But you can have someone while they're sitting and you're behind them. You can actually hold on to the shoulder just like this and push down, and then have them do the same thing. If you can't do it yourself. You know, sometimes with some of these things, you can actually do it yourself, and it helps. So don't worry about it. Just be safe and just get a good stretch, and try to do it as much as possible. I always say stretching is the best thing. You need to stretch the fuzz. You need to melt the fuzz away, so that way it doesn't get bound down and hurt you, okay? All right. After all those stretches, do you think you can handle with being ergonomically loosened? And if not, try to find some things that are going to help you out and not compensate your posture and make you feel like crap. Because when you're rounded and when you're feeling like this and then you go to stretch it, it's going to hurt like hell. Continue to do it until it loosens up a little bit more. Don't think that because the pain's there that you should stop it. But when something's tight, you gotta stretch. And if something's weak, you gotta strengthen. Period. Simple. It's not complex. Okay? And if there's pain, apply ice. Apply heat, depending on what it is. Don't overdo it. Okay? So yeah. So how do you guys feel about the posture? Will your posture be great? No more turtle, no more rounded neck, no more of this kyphosis back, this hump back of Notre Dame. None of that. We don't need that, because the muscles that you are working and the muscles that are helping you, that you don't want them fatigued. These are longevity muscles, and they help up keep things in sync and together. You know, I'm not talking about Justin Timberlake. I'm talking about together. So you guys got to play with that. All right. So that's it for me. Jam T.Jay here with All Work No Play. Smash the like and subscribe button. Comment down below if you have terrible posture, and pass this on to somebody who you think has terrible posture, because I know my wife is always correcting me and my coworkers are always correcting me because I've been so used to sitting like this for years since I was young, a teenager, and just frumpy. No, boom. Posture is everything. A strong back is everything. Wide frame, boom. All right? So, pass it on to your friends and family, because they can definitely benefit from this channel, especially when it comes to posture if you see it. And if I see you out, and you better have some good posture when I see you, all right? Because being a physical therapist and assistant and being a physical therapist, you're always analyzing somebody's gait, their posture, how they lift, and you're always critiquing. I'm always doing it, and I have to shut my mouth, especially when I go to the gym and I see somebody lifting improperly. And by any means, I'm not the best at my lifting either. So if any of you that lift and know great posture, if you see me in my videos of my exercises, call me out. Let me know, because I need to be critiqued too. And I'm not afraid to get any critiquing on my craft or my form. I'm not, because the better that it's going to help me, I'm all for it. And I'm not going to be offended if somebody is saying, hey, you're doing that wrong. Okay? And don't be offended. All right? So, as always, stabilize before you mobilize, and let's get to work. I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out.